Welcome back, YouTube. And the first thing I have to say is for this episode is I'm kind of sorry for being a bit loud in the previous episode. I didn't think I was speaking that loudly, but apparently I did. At least when I was listening to it, it's just ouch. Um, I most likely had to hit like the right frequency or something because I don't know, I can't remember myself speaking that loudly. And the second thing, I got slightly tiny bit bored and decided to do something, well, more interesting. Well, we should first spawn all of you in, because I kinda wanna check how you're positioning. So I went ahead and built a couple of these things, and to all those who followed the series from the start, this is pretty much the seriously retrofitted of a retrofit of our starting ship. And you can see by the looks of it that it's nearby half sinking on its own, so this is pretty much the limit of what this design can take considering its weight and size. So yeah, putting any more stuff on it just not gonna work for long. But it's pretty much still the vehicle 10 that we pretty much managed to blow apart in episode 4 or something, when we accidentally positioned it in front of another ship and then shot it into the side and the front turrets just blew up and half the ship went bye-bye. Yeah, this is pretty much still that vehicle, and I just seriously retrofitted. How good are these vehicles this late in the game? I'm just tiny bit interested. I mean, they're still the same guns, still the same missiles. This back gun was updated somewhere during, in the middle, in the vehicle 11, I think. So, but otherwise, it's still the original vehicle 10. I mean, it does have now smoke defenses and laser munition defense got upgraded and a whole bunch of upgrades over it. It also uses a different engine, something that I actually figured out that it might actually be better for the engine as it cools it down a tiny bit better. As you can see, it has this line-in injectors rather than previously. I'll usually leave like a space in between them, but it seems like this is the most effective way to cool it. I'm not completely sure, and still gets a ton of power out. I mean, these ships have the exact same amount of power as the vehicle 11 does, but it cools them better, so we'll see. And combat AI on.
Taking command.
And let's send them into battle. I wanna see how this gonna perform.
Receiving. Moving now.
10 times the speed. Come on. We should get you down here. Okay, you're still up here? Yeah. Okay.
Receiving.
And to battle we go. I also scrapped the Zealot. I did tried it in one battle. It worked, but oh, let's spawn in one that actually is in the game. Now, I already said before, and the AI in this game does not handle multiple ships very well, so I do expect a lot of friendly fire. I do expect them to shoot each other, to ram each other. I'm completely ready for it. I will have to apologize in advance when I start raging. But not much it can do to be helped. I mean, the AI just doesn't have enough setting to prevent itself shooting for itself, and it often ignores the settings that it was set up on, and etc, etc, etc. I can't help that. But let's see, I mean, they are not sunk yet. That's a good sign. And I do think that if they do win, a lot of their capabilities will pretty much be in the point of fact that they can heal each other. Yes, these ships do have repair tentacles all over them, so, well, not all over them. They do have repair tentacles, and that should allow them to repair each other. Hopefully sufficiently enough to stay in the fight. Even though if they're gonna split each other too far apart, that would negate that advantage. But yeah, they're staying close enough. Yikes. This doesn't look good. Okay, they're managing to separate. Alright. I am on that ship, aren't I? No, I'm not. I'm on this one. Well, AI that. That's that one down. Ooh, that's gonna be a lot of friendly fire. Ooh, for the enemy, not for me. Our ship is pretty much underwater here. Yeah. Limits of a design in weight. It is what it is. I mean, if I wanna put anything more on the ships, I would pretty much have to increase the size of the hulls significantly. I mean, the hull did increase in size from the original. It's something like 4 blocks wider and a couple of blocks taller, and I think altogether 2 blocks longer as well. So the hull didn't actually increase in size by a lot, but it did. And even side-to-side increase in size, which is like 4 blocks. It's actually most of the at the top here to kind of have the belt armor on top. Extra belt armor there. So it's not that buoyancy increase, it's just the weight increase that we are getting. And the armor increase as well. So that's... we would need to pretty much build either a new hull, either seriously retrofit the hull of these ships in order to get that extra buoyancy to make them more seaworthy, because as you can see, it's pretty much the decks are half underwater. Not a good thing to be considered, but we are apparently winning this fairly comfortably as well. It's smoke defenses are doing their job. They are repairing. They are preventing lasers from doing much of anything, and in between repairs are actually working just fine. And the AI is actually keeping them somewhat apart. I don't know how good that is. Well, I mean, it's yeah. It's working. Apparently, the initial designs for which I was saying in the past episodes they're somewhat obsolete, apparently are not that obsolete. The guns that they're using still work. Yeah. Quite pleasantly surprised there. I mean, I did thought they're gonna have problems due to not having enough firepower, but it is the Lightning Hoods. Their ships are not that big, so that might be the case. It's working just fine. And we can see our glorious W formation that they are not keeping, of course, because I didn't set them not to bother with formations. I think you can, like with the Lua, you can make some really neat formation settings, but it's me and Lua. Lua also is somewhat problematic. Sometimes it works, sometimes it just meh. I can see where the real serious issue with the ship's gonna be, and that is when they go close to islands or anything like that, because the number of them plus the islands and the AI will just go nope, start crashing into one another, and then firing those torpedoes, which are not bad torpedoes. They have a pretty big potential of shooting each other with those. That will be actually pretty bad. Even though so far 99-98% battle finished. Yeah. Apparently the in-between repairs are keeping them up just fine. Okay, let's pull you all out. Let's repair you a bit.
Receiving.
And let's have a vehicle aid to escort you, so that you get enough resources and everything. Enough fuel. Fuel is the issue here. Just like in the beginning episodes, these things still guzzle fuel by very, very quickly.
Receiving.
Yeah, there is this one.
Moving
Let's... No, you know what?
Moving
You go
down.
down as well.
Listening.
Vehicle 400.
Moving out.
You go down as well. Vehicle 30. You go up.
Moving
You
out.
go up and you interrupt there,
Listening.
and
Moving out. Receiving.
you're gonna be
Moving
coming down
now.
here. And
Receiving.
yes. Let's see the second battle with our obsolete designs, as I called them once in the past. Alright. They are targeting those airships, planes first, which is somewhat of, I mean, they would have easier time in hitting surface vessels and also easier time in sinking them. Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna ram each other like that, then apparently it was a good idea to start shooting at these things first. Maybe? Well, they are damaged pretty badly already. And our ships are getting uncomfortably close. All four of them that are currently spawned in, so that might turn out to be rammy. Yes. The combat AIs are on. Well, they lost some percentage, but they're healing. They are recuperating. And yeah, now they're shooting at these surface vessels. I did mention before that once the ships get hit, they pretty much lose laser power. Well, this is why I want them to shoot targets that they can actually hit, because as soon as they hit, their laser power will drop and the entire enemy force would lose quite a lot of attacking power. But our ships are pretty much, they have completely recovered from whatever damage they were taking, even though they're still healing and they're still ramming and still doing silly things. I didn't think they're gonna be actually lasting this well. I mean, I did expect them to blow their front turrets up or something fairly regularly, but oh, apparently not. Apparently you two are kinda rammy too much. Oh yeah, you see? The front turrets. The front turret, god. Yeah, and you reverse, for crying out loud. Stop ramming each other. They do have to fix that. I mean, just detect the enemy, the friendly ship, for crying out loud. And also the enemy ships, please. And just, stop each other from ramming yourself consistently. But with it, I don't even know what exactly caused the front turret to blow up like that. Most likely a combination of offside torpedo and then top lasers, because the laser shot straight from the top downwards, right on top of the turrets where they are pretty much the weakest. And I'm just gonna try to keep a friendly ship nearby so that we don't accidentally lose our ship by... Okay, sustained by repairs, okay. Yeah, and you're turning straight into it yet again for reasons to me unknown. And there is another one too damaged. Yeah, the vehicle 13, one of them. They took the blow to the front turrets, it seems, and then what I saw was torpedoes, so those could be the damaging problem. But yeah, as I said before, self-repairing each other, that's what's gonna be winning games in this case, I suppose. And ramming and shooting each other most likely gonna lose us the games, so... oh yeah. I'm mostly concerned about the torpedoes being fired from one ship into straight into another. That's I think that gonna do the most damage to each other with those torpedoes, because they will not be able to dodge them. If they are not able to dodge them or miss them appropriately, then they will just rip through the sides. Those torpedoes are quite powerful, and each ship carries 10 of them, so they could do quite significant amounts of damage there. Okay. You silly bugger. Turn yourself inside, come on. Yeah, they seriously have to do something with the collisions and yeah, in general, because it's just behaving so bloody stupid. Okay. But we are winning. Apparently the self-repair is working better than ramming each other does. And that's pretty much, well, it won us this game. Even though, I mean, 2 of our ships went to below 5% HP. So maybe we have not designed the original ships to be as weak as I suspected. I mean, the original ship was weak. The front turrets were very prone to blowing each other off, so that was a serious issue. But apparently that's no longer it. Yeah, even though that one did lose front 2 turrets, I think it was, as I said, a combination. Lasers from above and torpedoes from below, and it caused that to lose both turrets. But not half. The ship did not blow up like it did in the original version, the vehicle 10. And that's the AI dead. And my ships have also turned the shields off, so they are now pretty much considering themselves out of battle. And let's have you repair. Oops. Oh lol. I hate it when it deselects like this. Repair and vehicle 8, yes, do please come after them. They do need resources and you have them. Well, resources, fuel. That's what they really need. Times 10. Come on. Okay, you.
Receiving.
Even though they do have enough fuel, they have enough fuel for now, so I just thought this battle against the base there. Battle begins. Yes, it does. Ooh, and all of our ships actually managed to spawn in. And I think they're already shooting each other a bit. About 90,000 fuel each. I'll hope it's gonna be enough. you can never tell. These ships do guzzle a lot of fuel. They're not very fuel efficient, if you want to put it that way. No matter how much I change the engine. But yeah, the enemy base. And it's taking quite a pounding already. It's actually, these guns do work fair amount better than I originally suspected they were. I mean, I thought that by now these ships gonna be fair amount obsolete, but they're doing their job just fine. I'm actually kinda pleased with that. Even though we're gonna have to do a couple of extra battles before we can determine that we have built a good starting ship. Well, not really the starting ship, this was like the third ship we built. Before that it was pretty much the vehicle and the vehicle 5, which the vehicle itself is yeah, no, just no. Even though the vehicle 2, that could be still viable. I mean, but the vehicle 2 has one problem: no big guns, no 300mm railguns on it. They just have a couple of 95mm guns and torpedoes. And while the torpedoes would be useful against ships, they're kind of useless against everything else. And these missiles, I don't think they are the missiles that these ships are carrying. I don't think they're that powerful to be going against aircraft or stuff like that with them. More advanced fleets as well. I mean, just no. They were good against the flying squirrel. I mean, we only met one flying squirrel, or did we meet like 2 flying squirrels? And even then, I think that we took it out with the guns, not with the missiles. But I think that's 2% lost on this ship. I think it was friendly fire. And the enemy base is respawning. Yes, it is. I'm quite pleasantly surprised. You little dubs actually are doing your job just fine. Even though I must say, I do have this sense that the reason why they're doing this well currently, I mean, is mostly thanks to their the fact that we are against the lightning hoods. Because the lightning hoods are using quite a lot of vessels that are relatively small in size, so those 300mm guns are actually very effective against them. Let's try another battle, and